It seems that when most physicians and dentists finish training, we go from not worrying about money, because we don't have any, to immediately entering the race, the rat race. Unfortunately, this is a race that nobody can win, and most of us stay in it our entire career. But there's a handful of people that do understand that the key to health, wealth, and happiness is exiting the rat race with financial freedom. But how can these high income professionals dig out from under the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt over the course of their career, keep up with their lifestyle, yet become financially free? Unfortunately, most don't. The main reason is that they focus on only one aspect their entire career: making more money. Instead, they should think about how they're making money, which is exactly what we're going to discuss in this video. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Jeff Anzalone, a periodontist that's on a mission to get you out of the rat race with passive income creation. Go ahead and download the passive income guide I put together just for you below this video. Now, you may be asking yourself, what do you mean about how I make money? I go to work every day, I earn a living just like everybody else. What other way is there? Look, if this is you, I totally understand your confusion. We're taught early on to get a job, save our money, and then guess what? We can retire at 70. And hopefully the stock market isn't tanking at that time, but hey, that's another topic for another video. When you get out of school, typically you're focused on starting on your new career path only. At least I was. For instance, if you're a new doctor, you're going to have your sights set on treating patients for the next 35, 40 years, as I did when I got finished with dental school. Now look, there's nothing wrong with that path, is because each person's different. But as you know, life isn't very fair, and many of us face different challenges such as injury, loss of a spouse sometimes, alcohol, drug addiction, just to name a few. Now, you may think that the next 35 to 40 years are all planned out, but I can almost assure you that it's not going to end up the way you think it is. Trust me. Because you know what? That's life. So enjoy the ride. Now, it wasn't until I started educating myself about money that I learned about additional income streams, such as what we're going to discuss today, passive income. Actually, the idea actually came from a minor snow skiing accident when I hurt my wrist, and it made me realize that all of our bills were being paid from the dental practice. Because you know what? If I wasn't knee deep in somebody's mouth, no money was coming down the pipeline. Pretty risky way to live, right? Once I realized that I needed to hedge against future risk in the form of extra income streams, I began researching what the average millionaire does to make money. And one of the things that really stood out to me was this: the fact that most millionaires have an average of 7 income streams. Back then, at that time, Jeff only had one. Not good. Warren Buffett said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you're going to work until you die. Now, these different resources that I was studying about, it really began to open my eyes to how I could get money to start working for me instead of the other way around. So let's talk about exactly what these 7 streams of income that these millionaires were earning. The first one is this, that you're very familiar with. It's earned income. Now, this type of income is basically what's coming in right now from your primary job, hence the name earned. Now, if you're an engineer, then this is what you're making engineering, like my brother. Remember, most of the time, this is based on some type of payment structure, whether it's an annual salary, hourly rate, or commissions, bonus, something like that. In other words, either as an employee or a self-employed individual, you have to simply trade your time, which is valuable, for money. Now, there's nothing, I'm telling you, there's really nothing wrong with this, because this is the first source of income that most self-made millionaires have. You got to start somewhere, right? But again, it's also risky to go through your entire career relying only on this income stream as the only one for you and your family. Also, while some jobs and careers, they do pay well, it's going to be very difficult to retire from one income stream as opposed to multiple income streams. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it can't be done. What I'm trying to say is that you should consider earned income is basically a way to build up other sources of income based on all these other options we're going to discuss. Number 2, business income. Now, if you started any businesses on the side in the past, or if you started businesses on the side now, besides your regular 9-to-5 job, this is also what's called, this income also comes from what's called your side hustles. And this is any income received from this separate category than your main job. Now, this could be one to multiple sources of income depending on your situation. Unlike earned income from your regular job, business income is something that can grow exponentially as your side businesses grow. What this means is that this type of income has the potential to build real wealth. Number 3, interest income. More than likely at some point in your life, you've put money into a savings account or a CD. Hopefully not now, but you have probably in the past. If so, then you've earned interest on your money, which is a form of interest income. Many times businesses that tend to hold large amounts of cash will do so in accounts that pay them some type of interest income instead of just sitting in some sort of non-interest bearing checking account. More than likely, this won't be your highest earning income stream, but it's always a good idea to keep some of your savings in accounts where you're at least going to get a little bit of interest. Number 4, dividend income. Now, if you own shares in a company called a stock, then you're considered a part owner. For instance, if you're a Tesla stock owner, like I am, then both you and I have an ownership in that company. Maybe that's why my wife made me buy her one. Now, as an owner, you could be entitled to receive a share in the profits generated, which are basically paid out in, you guessed it, dividends. If you're already at the point now or in the past investing in retirement accounts, such as a 401k, more than likely you're receiving or you've received dividends from these dividend stocks that are being reinvested on a however you want to do it, each year or each month, each quarter, whatever. These are being reinvested into your account. By doing this, your investments continue to grow in value, which allow you to earn even more income from these reinvested dividends. Number 5, one of my favorite is rental income. Now, one of the most popular income streams that millionaires possess is this rental income. This income is derived from the rent that tenants pay you each month. Now, not only can rental property offer a steady stream of income, but it also offers numerous tax benefits and tax deductions. Rental income can be derived either from active or passive investing. You must choose whether or not you want to be a landlord. That would be an active real estate investor, or like me, a passive real estate investor, mainly focused on real estate syndications, which I've got plenty of other videos about that. You can check that out in the stream. Either way, this income is one of the absolute secrets to the success of millionaires. Remember that. Number 6, capital gains. Now, whenever you sell an asset such as a stock or your home, that difference between the amount purchased and the amount that you sold it for, that is what's called a capital gain. So for example, let's say you purchased a home for $200,000. All right. 3 years later, you turn around and you sell it for $250,000. And in this situation, the capital gain is the difference between the two, which is $50,000. Now, this type of income is subject to either short-term or long-term capital gains tax. So typically, if you hold an asset for more than a year before you dispose it, your capital gain is going to be long-term, okay? Longer than a year. And now on the flip side, if you hold that asset less than a year, you're going to get a capital gain tax, what's called a short-term capital gains tax. All right. Number 7, royalty or licensing income. Now, this type of income is paid by people to use something that's unique that they've created. And one of the more popular items is music. Now, artists out there, they earn this royalty income whenever somebody downloads their song or whenever a radio station plays their song. Well, what if you're thinking, well, what if you can't sing or write music? There's many other ways that you can earn this type of income, is basically if you create a product or if you invent something. So even if you have no money to develop an invention, companies will still pay you for that idea that you have. All you have to have is an idea. Now, some people only earn a small amount each year from royalty income, but others earn much more. For example, I've written several books. I've self-published on Amazon. I've done the work once, put it on a platform, and now it sells continuously. I get this income streams coming in after doing the work one time. All right, so let's end this with 3 benefits. We're going to talk about 3 benefits of having these 7 income streams. The first one is very important: risk mitigation. So whenever you set up your financial life to have income hitting your accounts from multiple different sources, it helps to basically lower your risk. This is why Dave Ramsey recommends investing in mutual funds versus single stocks. If stocks in a mutual fund go down in value, there's others that can increase in price, thus helps keep the price from tanking. Regarding your income, the same scenario rings true. We saw this play out firsthand in early 2020 when basically the whole world began shutting down. Those of us that only had one income stream learned very quickly that something needed to be done moving forward in order to keep money coming in no matter what happens, aka another pandemic. Number 2, having these 7 income streams allow you, if you have debt, to pay it off faster. Now, if you try to put out a fire with one water hose versus multiple water hoses, which do you think would be the best? Same goes with paying down your debt. You can become debt-free much quicker if there's several sources of income to, quote, put out your fires rather than one. And last but not least, which I love, seven income streams or multiple streams of income, whatever you want to call it, it basically gives you multiple different options. So if you plan on following what your financial advisor recommends, then guess what? Sit back and settle in for a long career of getting rich slowly. Now, there's nothing wrong with this, and if you love your job, then I think you should keep doing what you love to do. But if you want options when it comes to when and how you retire or when to cut back, then having multiple income streams can give you just that. Now, the entire purpose of creating multiple streams of income is that it's an excellent way of earning more money and lowering your risk. Remember, we don't want to put all of our eggs in just one basket, right? AKA the stock market. Now, it doesn't matter your education level or what your current income is now, because it's possible for anybody to create multiple streams of income. Now, if you're truly dedicated to building wealth for your family and the many generations down the road, then building up these additional income streams and then passing along your knowledge down to your kids and your grandkids and their kids and so on and so forth is going to be one of the keys to success. And if you want to learn more about how I personally build multiple streams of income as a dentist, check out this next video over here, which, by the way, is not 8 anymore. Today, it's more like 11 streams. I'll see you over here.